everyone, my name is Halimat Sadiah. My student's ID is 20018064. Today, I want to share to you about my experience while I'm studying Introduction to Psycholinguistics. First, I will review the material in Learning Introduction to Psycholinguistics. Then, I will convey which material is interesting, and then what is the relationship between psycholinguistics and teaching language. And the last is the impression and message during learning psycholinguistics. The first material in Introduction to Psycholinguistics is what is the psycholinguistic? Psycholinguistics is studies about language and mind. According to David Carroll, psycholinguistics is the study of how individuals comprehend, produce, and acquire language. Psycholinguistics covers the language comprehension, language production, and language acquisition. Psycholinguistics are also interested in the social rules involved in language use and the brain mechanism associated with language. The next material is teaching language to animals. In this material, we learn about how to teach spoken to apes, orangutan, Gua, Vicky, Alex, and Rico. Also, we learn about how to teach sign language to elver, there is a dolphin, chimpanzee, gorilla, and orangutan. Next material is about wild and isolated children. As we know, wild children is children who have been raised by animals. Example is Victor. Victor was raised by animals in the jungle. When he was discovered and taught to speech, he cannot say any word. But Victor succeeded when taught to reading and writing. And then isolated children is children who are kept in confinement by their parents due to some reason from social life. Example is Jenny. Jenny was isolated by her father. Next material is the language of the deaf. In this material, we discuss about sign language, gesture of hearing people, speech-based sign language. In speech-based sign language, represents spoken word or their spelling and the order of these words or morphs as they appear in ordinary spoken language. Next, about material in independent sign language and the oral approach and total communication. The next, we learn about how children learn language. The first is the development of speech production, the development of speech comprehension, parentage and baby talk, imitation, rule, learning and correction, learning abstract word, and the last, memory and logic. Next material, second language learning. In any languages, children must first be able to comprehend the meaning of the language before they themselves can produce it. The basis of all language is meaning, and without having it, they not have an opportunity to hear and understand words, phrases, and sentences within meaningful context. And in Introduction to Psycholinguistics, we also learn about second language teaching method. In learning a second language, there are two methods used. There is in traditional method and contemporary method. In traditional method, there are grammar translation, natural, direct, and audiolingual. In contemporary method, there are total physical response, communicative language teaching, the natural approach, content-based instruction, task-based language teaching, computer assisted language learning. And the next, bilingualism, intelligence transfer and learning strategies. Bilingualism is equal capacity to converse in two languages. Types of bilingualism are simultaneous bilingual, receptive bilingualism, sequential bilingualism. And the last material is about language and the brain. Relationship between language and the brain. Speech and language come from the same place in our brain. This process, including comprehending word and phrase, are carried out by specific region of the brain. The most interesting material of all, in my opinion, teaching language animals, because the material we discuss how to teach animal to be able to speak like humans. Although it failed, but I think it's interesting to be able to make animals speak like humans. The relationship between psycholinguistics and education is, particularly for students, is significant. In reading and writing skills, psycholinguistics sits light on the cognitive process involved in reading and writing. Educators can benefit from this knowledge to design effective literacy programs, identify potential learning difficulties, and implement strategies to enhance reading and writing skills among students. And communication and classroom interaction. Psycholinguistics explore how language is used in communication. Educators can use this understanding to enhance classroom communication, foster positive interaction among students, and create an environment that support language development. And in our material, second language learning, psycholinguistics helps educators understand the cognitive mechanism involved in acquiring a new language. This knowledge can be applied to develop effective language teaching method and strategies to support language learners. Okay, the last is my impression and message during learning psycholinguistics. My impression is psycholinguistics emphasize the role of cognitive process in language comprehension, production, and acquisition. And my message is the mind actively process and organize linguistic information, influencing how individuals use and understand language. Okay, that's all about my experience in learning psycholinguistics. Thanks for watching. I hope can be better in the future. Sorry for my mistake and bye.